ये क्या हो रहा है यार? बस थोड़ी सी लोग आ जाओगे तब जाके फेस के साथ लाइव आऊंगी. Beneficial of teacher training colleges. Even teacher training colleges cannot produce good teachers without the use of educational technology. It has been this branch of education put emphasis on the modification of teachers' behavior. For example, we can develop teaching skills in students with the help of micro teaching and techniques. If improvement in school administrations, like we could do educational technology help us to analyze the problems of a school administration scientifically and leading to the improvement in the system. This is done by applying various like combinations and of inputs or adapting the procedures followed by the other systems. That's it. And preservation of knowledge could be done by using hardware technology. We can preserve knowledge in audio, video, castes, like CDs, and floppy disk in the modern period. And it is very essential to preserve knowledge related to various fields and subject. It is said that the old is gold from this point of view. The idea of preserving knowledge has its own significance. हाँ, हेलो हेलो, आई एम सो सॉरी, मैं ऑनलाइन भी क्लासेस ले रही थी तो इसकी वजह से मैंने कैमरा ऑन नहीं करके रखा है. हेलो जी, गुड इवनिंग. गुड इवनिंग, वेलकम. कैसे हो आप? गुड इवनिंग. Development of teaching models. Okay, when a definite combinations of input and strategies gives good results repeatedly in a number of classroom situations, it can be translated into teaching models to be used universally. It can also lead to the development of teaching theories. Creation of interesting learning situations, that is, education technology can transform the teaching learning process from burden to enjoyment, which is psychologically very sound for a student. For example, the use of material ads in teaching increases the interest of students. Why are we speaking English? Dude, because I am teaching somewhere online. Who is in the who is क्या लिख रहे हो भाई? आप कौन और कहाँ से हो? भाई मैं दिल्ली से हूँ. I have one question. Yes. Yes, please. प्रॉपर क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तो आंसर दे दूंगी. तो second question is from define educational technology briefly. ठीक है, and briefly describe teaching technology and instruction technology. How are these technologies useful for teacher? What do you understand about the forms of educational technology? Discuss in details. And एक और क्वेश्चन है, डिस्क्राइब द वेरियस टेक्नोलॉजीज developed in the field of education. How many form of educational technology exist? Describe them in short. Okay. तो ये क्वेश्चन जिनका भी है, आई एम आंसरिंग. Educational technology. Several scholars have defined educational technologies in different ways. Some of the important definitions are given like some definitions help us to understand the meaning and form of educational technology. Education technology is the application of scientific knowledge about learning to practical learning situations, or educational technology is concerned with providing approximately designing learning situation holding in view of the projects objectives of teaching or training, bringing to bear the best means of instructions. Application of the scientific process to man's learning condition is called educational technology, and its educational technology is the form of detailed application of the psychology of learning or practical teaching problems. Educational technology can be understood as a means of the development of a set of systematic techniques and accompanying practical knowledge for designing the testing and operating schools as the educational system. And secondly, educational technology may be defined as the application of the laws as well as the recent discoveries of science and technology to the process of education. हेलो सुमित, मैं ऑनलाइन क्लास ले रही थी तो लाइव भी आ गई हूँ. तुम्हें कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हो. ओके. Raghav is asking working definition of educational technology. नहीं नहीं, एक्चुअली मैं एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाइव तो मैंने सोचा यूट्यूब भी लाइव रख दूँ. म्यूट करके तो मैं आंसर कर रही हूँ और कुछ नहीं. अभी आई नहीं हूँ, आऊँगी नेक्स्ट मंथ तक. फॉर्म्स ऑफ एजुकेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी. अच्छा, वर्किंग ऑफ डेफिनेशन ऑफ एजुकेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी, ये भी ठीक है. Teaching is a social and professional activity. It is a process of development. Teaching is a system of action which includes learning through interpersonal relationships. Teaching technology is the application of sociological and scientific knowledge to a teaching to achieve some specific learning objectives. Teaching is a purposeful activity. The ultimate goal of teaching is to bring around the development of child the knowledge and practice which help in realizing the goal in the content matter of teaching technology. Teaching is also an art as well as a science because teaching can be studied objectively and scientifically. Teaching has a scientific foundation. This is involved the concept of teaching technologies, like it has the contributions in this area of education, like Silverman has termed the constructive education technologies also. Teaching is a scientific process and it has two major components, that is content and communications. The desired learning structures may be generated with the help of appropriate teaching situations, and a close relationship may be established between teaching and learning. The teaching activities can be modified and improved. Teaching skills can be developed with the help of feedback devices, And the learning objectives may be achieved by performing teaching activities. Planning of tasks and writing objectives and behavioral terms. Organization of teaching. The second step consists of teaching strategies and tactics of achieving the objectives of teaching. The role of instructions are identified under the step, like period of teaching. In this, the techniques of motivation. The last step concerns the evaluation of teaching. The main focus of the step is access the learning objectives in the terms of the student performance. The decision is making the decision is made about the realization of the teaching objectives. The learner performance provides the basic for the feedback to the teachers and the learners, and the rest Robert Glazer has provided four steps for teaching as a teaching basic teaching model is instructional objectives, entering behaviors, instructional procedure, and performance assessment. These steps includes more or less the same content. In additions to these steps, models teaching, theory and paradigms teaching strategies and tactics are included in the content of teaching technology. So the characteristics of teaching technology is like basically all the three types of objectives, conjunctives, effectives, and psychomotor can be achieved by the technology. The content structure can be related to the communication structure for achieving the learning objective, and the physically, socially, and the psychological and scientific knowledge can be applied to the teaching process. The teaching can be organized from memory level to reflective level, and the teaching process can be made effective with the help of teaching technology also. The teaching theories can be formulated by the use of teaching technology. The pupil teacher and the service teacher can improve the teaching and make it more purposeful. The use of teaching technology, that is, teaching technologies implies the input process and the output aspect side by side. So the instructional technology is basically means network of techniques or devices employed to accomplish a certain defined set of learning objectives. Instructional technologies implies the application of psychological, sociological, and scientific principles and knowledge of instructions for achieving the specific objectives and learning. That is anything else if anyone want to ask. Anything else if anyone want to ask. आई डोंट नो सुमित आप हो या नहीं हो लाइफ पे, बट मैं बिजी थी. व्हाट इज इंग्लिश ब्रो? आई एम नॉट हियर टू एक्सप्लेन यू. आप गवर्नमेंट जॉब करते हो एंड भैया खुद बिजनेस बिजनेस, तो ब्रो इसमें बुरी चीज़ क्या है? आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स योर प्रॉब्लम. आई डोंट द प्रॉब्लम यार. किसी को कुछ पूछना है गाइस तो पूछ सकते हो. Instructional technology. Like instructional technology, mostly like I'm just explaining like another question, please. Please, another question. Okay, okay, fine. And technology. Instructional technology means network of techniques or devices employed to accomplish a certain defined set of learning objectives. Instructional technology implies the application of psychological, sociological, and scientific principles and knowledge to be instructions for achieving a specific objects of learning and have contributed significantly in the area of instructional technology. The origin of instructional technology come from psychological laboratory programmed instructions. The programmed instructions and instructional technology can be used interchangeably. The students can learn according to the needs and rate of learning. The strategies and tactics of instructions can be used to achieve certain well-defined set of instructional objectives. The student can learn successfully without the physical presence of a teacher. Content is the instructional technology that involves strategies and tactics which can be used outside and inside the classroom teaching. Teaching is instructions, but instructions is not teaching. The instructional technology consists of the following content like meaning and definitions of instructional technology, definition of programmed instructions and its origin, meaning assumptions and structure of linear programming and its principle, definition assumptions principles and structure of branching programming, learner controlled instructions and computer assisted instruction, development of programmed instruction material like planning, writing frames, evaluations, adjustive devices for controlling individually differences like RULAG and AGRUL systems, and premixing and promoting devices. Characteristics of instructional technology. The conjunctive objectives can be achieved effectively by the use of instructional technology. A learner gets an opportunity to learn accordingly to his own pace. Thus, the individually differences are controlled in this technology. The right responses of the students are confirmed to provide reinforcement continuously. The instruction technology incorporates psychological learning theories and principles. The learning extremely conditions, continuity, practice, and reinforcements are created with the help of instructions. The instructional theory may be developed by using their technology in the learning process. The instructional technology can be employed in the storage of effective teachers. It provides deep sight into the content, structure, and sequence of elements. Behavioral technology. Psychology is the science of behavior. It studies the nature and structure of behavior of organism. Learning is the modification of behavior through activities and experiences. The educational activities are designed to bring desirable changes in the behavior of a student. Psychology deals with every type of human behavior. Thus, behavior technology has a wider field than educational technology. It covers the areas of industries, defense, commerce, communication, administrations, health, motivation, training, education, teaching, instructions. These areas require a specific type of behavior, like has referred to the term of behavioral technology in his book like Technology and Teaching. The teaching and instruction activities organized to achieve specific learning objectives by bringing desirable behavior change amongst the student. Thus, teaching and instruction technology are the two forms of behavioral technology, but in the field of education, it refers mainly to the teacher's behavior. Behavioral technology is the application of scientific knowledge and modifying the teacher's behavior. This is also termed as the training technology. Oh my god. Why are you not replying messages these days? Guys, I'm not receiving any messages.